So I was having a conversation with this group of guys about morality. And I was telling them that I don't know if there's a person that we must judge for living their lives the way that they're living their lives. Because we were born in this world without our consent. We didn't agree that we were going to follow some rules. And we don't even know if we should follow some rules. It's not like when we were born, we're told that, hey, this is how you got to live life. We weren't given instructions on how to live life. We just found ourselves here without understanding what this place really is, without understanding what we're supposed to be doing. And we are different. We have different values. We see things differently. It's not like as a collective we have the same opinions. No, we don't have the same opinions. It's not like we have the same interests. We don't have the same interests. It's not like we have the same preferences. So how are we justified to judge other people if we don't see things the same way? Those who become powerful in this realm get to make the rules, right? It's wrong to do this, it's wrong to do that. But that's because they're in a position to make rules for everyone. And they'll be like, yo, if you don't follow our rules, you're going to be punished. And we're going to convince everyone that we are right to punish you. We're not bad people for punishing you. But if you are going to be truly honest with yourself about life, you'd realize that no one should judge you at all. You were born in this room without your consent. You don't know what this place is. You don't even know what you're supposed to be doing. So why should anyone judge you? Think of an animal. So it was born in this realm. It has no understanding of what is actually going on. It doesn't know what it's supposed to be doing. Do you genuinely think that there's an animal in this world that should be judged? What is it supposed to do? See, if you are put in a place without your consent, and you are not told how to live your life in that place, no one should judge you. You can say, oh, this is a test. This is a test. No, it cannot be a test. This is if this was a test, it would be a bad test. What we must understand about people is that they are products of their genes, some circumstances, and tradition. I was having a conversation with someone 3 days back. I was telling them that I don't know if you will be the way that you are if you didn't experience life the way that you've experienced life. And that is why I don't like judging other people. I'm like, okay, what if I experience life the way that someone someone that society hates? I'm not even gonna give examples. What if I experience life the way that I experience life, and it turned me into what it turned them into? that will actually mean that any person would have been turned into that if they experience life the way that that person experienced life. So who am I to judge anyone, really? I am the person that I am today because I understand what I understand. There are things that happened to me that made me understand what I understand. But what if these things didn't happen to me? What if I experience life differently? Will I be the same person that I am? Or I'll be this person that's maybe criticizing people who think the way that I think. Like, think about it. If you experience life differently, maybe you'll be against those who think like you now. Think about it. If you are white during the time of slavery, which side would you have taken? Would you have been like, hey, as a white person, yes, I understand that I'm privileged, but what's being done to black people is wrong, so I'm going to side with them? Or you're going to be like, hey, black people think that they are important, but they're not. I hope YouTube doesn't give me like a strike for this. Because this is what I hate about bots, right? Like you'll be saying something so damn profound, but the bot does not understand you, so they like there's this other video that I made 2 years back. I got a strike for this video, and I wasn't saying what the bots thought I was saying. What I was saying was that I don't remember what I was saying specifically, but here's what I was saying. I was saying that if you created a robot and say that it must analyze white people, the robot will do exactly what it was programmed to do. Why? Because that's what it was programmed to do. But that doesn't mean that it is right. It's just that that's what it was programmed to do, and a lot of people are following their programming, right? They are programmed to hate some people. They're just gonna hate these people. But the bots thought that I was saying that, there must be robots that must be created that man people, like, you know what I mean? It sucks, man. It sucks. And the things that I say really, really make sense. The problem is that some people operate like bots, so they'll never really be able to understand what I'm really saying. But yeah, can we really judge anyone if we are going to be honest with ourselves as people? Because people are proud of their genes, circumstances, and traditions. It's not like people decide before they are born how they're going to be, how they're going to think, how they're going to feel. Like, no one does that. Hola. Eh? Sing. I would let you sing, but I'm recording a video right now. I would let you guys sing. Do I have coins? No, sorry guys, I don't have coins at all. I don't have coins. Sharp. If we were going to be honest with ourselves about life, like if we really going to be honest with ourselves about life, I like what these boys are doing actually. They are hustling. Like when we were young, we would hustle. They are hustling. Like they are teaching themselves how to hustle, how to make money. They're seeing opportunities to make money. They can approach strangers and be like, yo, can we sing for, like, they don't even wanna like ask for money. Like, yo, can you give me R1? Can you give me R2? They'll be like, yo, there is something that I want to do for you, and if you like it, can you give me something, right? And I wish they were more confident, like they were approaching everyone. Like I've been telling y'all, success in this realm is a numbers game, right? Like you must not hold back. If you want to succeed in whatever you're doing, go everywhere. Do not hold back. Like do not hold back. I like the way that YouTube algorithms work. It's not like every person who watched my video subscribe, right? There are some people who watch my videos and be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And they disagree or they just skip. And there's some people who are like, okay, this guy makes sense. So what I'm saying to you is that don't be easily discouraged. You know, these boys, if they approached everyone, like it's just that they're not approaching everyone now. You see, they skip those people there. If they approached everyone, I do believe that someone would have given them money. It's a numbers game, man. It's a numbers game. Don't hold back. If you want to succeed, doesn't matter what you're doing. If you want to succeed, do not hold back. Do not let fear stop you. They probably were discouraged because I didn't give them anything. I don't have money at all right now. I would have given them something. But I don't have anything. I refuse to play these stupid games that life wants us to play. You know, life wants us to hate one another as people. Yeah, that person doesn't agree with me, so I must hate them. What if I experience life the way that they experience life? Will I not be like them? Some people are ignorant, yes, but they are ignorant. How can they make themselves to not be ignorant? Is it their fault that they're ignorant? Is it their fault that they're stupid? Is it their fault that something is missing? I mean, I understand what I understand because, well, I think rationally. But not everyone can think rationally, so why should I blame another person? Like, if there's someone to blame, is whoever created this realm and made us see things differently, you know, gave us different abilities, gave some of us disabilities. You know, you find that some people cannot walk, some people cannot think rationally, some people are crazy, some people are stupid, some people are smart. Of course there's going to be problems. Of course there's going to be problems if we don't see things the same way as people. If we're not having the same experiences, you know. If life is treating you well, you're not gonna see life the same way that the person who's not being treated well by life is seeing life. So is there a person to blame? Every person knows what they're going through. Alola. Every person knows what they're going through. Every person knows what's true to them. No, there are people who grew up in an environment where all they saw was crime. And that seemed normal to them. So they weren't afraid to commit crime because, well, that was normal to them since the beginning. Hola, hola. I don't hear you. I don't have it. So if you grow up in an environment where there's crime and you see people committing crime and they make it seem normal, And they seem to be the coolest people in that kind of environment. How are you going to be? You see, there's a reason why the people who are religious, right? Sometimes I laugh when I see people who are religious judging other people. You know, the reason why people who are religious feel the way that they feel and think the way that they think is because they were conquered, right? They grew up in an environment where people believe in these religions. So they believe in the same religions. There's a reason why in South Africa most people are Christian. It's because, well, there's churches everywhere. I mean, when I was still in primary school, at the assembly, they'll read the Bible. I think they still read the Bible. When I was working as a teacher, there will be these women who would stand in front of these children and read the Bible and say, oh, this is what God is saying. And I always felt like that was wrong. But I do not have enough power to say anything right now. Because we are not giving these kids a choice, really. We're actually indoctrinating them. Remember, when you're a kid, because you depend on your parents, you depend on your elders, you're going to trust them. But what I like about kids is that they do ask questions. When I was working as a teacher, I remember I was teaching a grade 7 class. The kids were like 12, 13. And I remember this Saturday, they were debating about the existence of God. So they came to me and were like, does God exist? Mr. Baloy, does God exist? And I was like, he doesn't. The reason why I say it doesn't, I mean, anything is possible in this realm. But the reason why I said it doesn't was because I think that is the right position to take, knowing what we know as a collective. You know, we can't say what's written in the Bible is true if the Bible was written by people. And it's claiming that God loves us and he wants us to have faith in him and we'll go to heaven if we have faith in him. You know, the problem is that he's not doing enough to win us over. You know, if you care, man, you'll try to win someone over. I know that. I've cared before. I've tried to explain myself before because I cared. So this God is not even doing anything and he's omnipotent. So we must ask ourselves, why? Isn't it because, well, it doesn't exist or it doesn't care and it's logical to just think it doesn't exist? So I told him it doesn't exist and they started to debate. But I would see that they are open-minded. They're willing to think, you know. Like I would ask them questions that would make them think, and they'll come to me. I remember when my contract ended, like on the day that my contract ended, they approached me. It was like 12, 13 of them. They were like, yo, Mr. Palo, you need to tell us what you were telling us. I'm recording a video right now and I don't have coins, so. No, and shop. So, yeah, they came to me. It was like 12, 13 of them. And they wanted to ask me more questions. You see that they are genuinely curious. And they see that what I told them really makes sense, right? So they want to understand what I was telling them. They wanted to understand what I was telling them because that's what really makes sense. They could see that what they've been told since they were little didn't really make sense. But unfortunately, when they go to high school, they're going to be, being told the same nonsense. So as a human, of course, because you are programmable, you're going to start believing nonsense if you are being told nonsense left and right. It's not that these religions make sense. It's just that people have been indoctrinated since they were little, bruh. And some people don't have enough awareness to be able to break out of their programming. So they lose and they end up thinking the way that the system wanted them to think. I see the problem. So that's what I'm saying. I don't blame anyone, I know that I'm operating at a high level of consciousness. I know that I make a lot of sense. I know that I'm thinking as rationally as possible. I know that. I'm not a biased person, bro. Like if you have a conversation with me, you say that I'm not biased at all. Like I try to put myself in everyone's shoes. Why do you feel the way that you feel? Why do you think the way that you think? If I was debating with someone like Elon, right? Elon is rich as fuck. I will understand why he thinks the way that he thinks. Why he doesn't understand antinatalism. Why he's saying that people must procreate. He has been privileged his whole life. He didn't deal with the same struggles that we have dealt with. He has enough power to do anything in this realm. But you know how it feels like to truly be powerless. Not know what you must do. Because you're in a bad situation. Like you're totally, totally powerless. I mean, Elon Musk can literally do whatever he wants, bro. Whatever he wants. He is not limited, but there are people who are truly limited. They don't know what they must do. So, of course, our perspectives cannot be the same. So I can understand why he wants to go to Mars. He's no longer satisfied with what he's seeing, so he wants to explore the universe. He doesn't want to help anyone because he doesn't really care. He doesn't know where they come from, Like if someone is really, really poor, like he doesn't know how they view reality. I know that. There are people that I know who are mean as fuck because they've never truly suffered. They're so mean, like they don't understand that some people have suffered and they really need help. This reminds me of this other lady. She's a Christian. She had a Christian event at her house, and there's this guy who lives in her street. He wanted food. He's crazy, that guy. He wanted food. She had a lot of food. Like she had a lot of food. And she was not the one who was preparing food or who was giving food to who was catering. But as soon as this guy entered and he said he wanted food, the way she spoke to him, I was like, man, fuck these people. Like, how am I supposed to take these people seriously? They don't think. The way she treated that guy, it was like he was not a human. She doesn't want to give him food, but not only does she not want to give him food, the way she treated him, I was like, will this person ever be a Christian? No, of course he wouldn't be, because he realized that the way that they treat, I know that there are some good Christians out there. Some people can say, hey, do not let the way that some Christians treat other people affect your beliefs about Christianity. But I do know that even the Christians who believe that they are good, there are some things that they don't understand. They do cause harm without understanding that they're causing harm. Just like that lady, she was causing harm, but she didn't understand that she was causing harm. It was so damn easy for her to be like, okay, we don't want you here, but we want to give you food. Go out. Go outside, go and eat outside. Simple. Than to just treat him the way that you like it. I was like, man, and she thinks she's a good person. She genuinely thinks she's a good person, but she doesn't understand anything. But that's the thing, though. We're a product of our genes, circumstances, and traditions, so I shouldn't even judge her because she's limited. There are things that she just does not understand. We live in a strange world. Well, not much is understood if there's something that's actually understood. So we must keep that in mind. When we're interacting with people, we must keep that in mind. A lot of people don't even know what they're doing. Think about it. Why are people chilling here? What are they actually doing? Is there something that's important that you think that the people who are chilling here are actually doing? Is there really something that like, bro, people who are chilling here, some of them are in their 30s, but no one really knows what they're actually doing. They're just doing what they're programmed to do. The desires that they have, these desires were put in them. So like we even choose what to desire. It actually sucks being a conscious being in a universe like this. In the end, guys, no one should be judged. You just watch this movie and realize how ridiculous it is. It's not a good movie. Now, all we need to understand is whether we're having a positive experience or a negative experience. That's all that we need to understand and to judge other people. People were programmed to be what they are. Like Hobson said in the she was the name of that song, Nocturnal Rainbows. Yeah, in the Nocturnal Rainbow song, it's like you think you're original, you're unoriginal, you're programmed to be you. I'm a man because, well, the right things happen that made me a man, right? The right things happened that made me a man. I'm not a man because I decided to be a man. I do not have a penis because I decided I want to have a penis and I must be interested in women. I'm interested in women. I didn't decide to be interested in women. Those who are not interested, like those who are, the guys who are not interested in women, they didn't decide that they're not going to be interested in women. It's not up to us. It's just, you just find yourself being interested in women as a guy. And if you're gay, you just find yourself interested in other guys. So is there a person to judge? If a person is gay, should I judge that person just because I'm interested in women? Should I say, oh, it's unnatural, but why is it happening if it's unnatural? Why is it happening? And what's so evil about it if it's two adults that I didn't create, that I do not own, doing their own thing? They're not even doing their thing in public like that, like they have sex in public. No, they are having sex in private. So why should I have a problem with that? They are what they are. I don't know why they are the way that they are, and I shouldn't make them suffer because they are the way that they are, as if the way that I am is the best way to be as a human. Like, nah. There must be intellectual honesty. We live in a strange universe, for real. And there's so much that we do not understand. And there's so much that we cannot even understand. Like, as long as we're still here, we just can't understand some things because, well, it seems like no one wants to explain to us what is actually going on. So I don't judge no one, man. What I'm focusing on is being as rational as possible, being as real as possible, being as honest as possible. focusing on what makes sense. I don't think there is a person on earth that is as desperate as I am for truth. Like, I'm very desperate when it comes to understanding what is actually going on. Like, I'm that curious, bro. Like, I want to understand. A lot of people just seem to be living their lives. I want to understand. I want to know what's going on. I want to know why things are set up the way that they're set up. Why reality is the way that it is. I want to understand. That's really, really important to me. Because I don't think it's a good thing to not know. I genuinely believe that if I knew what this was, I'll be happy. I mean, unless, but no matter what it is, unless maybe there was no way out, but no matter what it is, it could be a prison, it could be, a realm, it could be a trap, it could be, lab rats, like whatever is actually going on. Unless there's no way out, I think if I knew what's going on, I'll be happy. Even if I was told that, yeah, this is all meaningless, there are these highly advanced beings that are, experimenting, trying to figure out what's actually going on. I mean, what's gonna happen? All of this is an experiment. They want to see how beings that don't know what the heck is going on will do. I would feel good. I'm really curious. I want to understand what reality is. I want to understand what's going on. I don't want to live a lie. I don't want to lie to myself. So yeah, I do hate the fact that I don't know for sure what's going on. But I've done enough work to come up with an explanation that makes sense about what's going on. Like, I've done enough work. But as a person who doesn't know for sure what's going on, or doesn't know for sure what he's supposed to be doing, I believe that I can live my life the way that I want to live my life, and no one should actually judge me. And even if they do, I shouldn't even care, As a conscious being who finds himself in a room that he doesn't understand, where he wasn't told how he should live, you can say, oh, be a good person, just be a good person, that's good. But there are people who were good, who suffered for being good. So you never really know how you're supposed to be. Maybe the way life is treating you shouldn't make you kind. And maybe not being kind is going to work for you. Who knows? Maybe that's what you are here to learn, not to be kind. Maybe you were too kind wherever you came from, so you were put in this room to learn not to be kind, not to be too kind. Not to be kind when it's unreasonable to be kind. We don't know how we're supposed to be as conscious beings. And I would say it's better to just be the person that you are. It wouldn't really make sense to believe that we're being tested because we don't really have free will, Just like I was telling you that we're products of our genes, circumstances, traditions. So in a different, if I experience life differently, I will be different. So how can I be judged for how I experience life? That would be like if you created a robot and programmed it to think a certain way and judge it for thinking that way. It's like, no, you programmed it. Life is actually programming us to be the way that we are. So it doesn't make sense to judge one another as people. I do hope that people get to operate at a high level of consciousness where they are able to understand one another, because now we don't understand one another as people, and that really sucks. Like, there ain't that many people who are conscious enough to understand other people. I've watched so many videos on YouTube of people who believe themselves to be woke, who believe themselves to be conscious, and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, they judge other people a lot, that you just see that there's a lot that they lack, and they believe that they've reached the highest level of consciousness. You're like, nah, man. There's a lot of work that you need to do to actually understand why some people are the way that they are. There's only two people on YouTube that I respect. It's Leo Gura and Till Swan. They understand. They fucking understand. They're able to explain things from different perspectives. And when you are able to understand things from different perspectives, it's not easy to hate. Like, you're not gonna hate. I must be able to understand things from Trump's perspective, from his son's perspective. I must be able to understand things from perspectives of women. I must be able to understand things from perspectives of animals. Like, I must try to put myself in their shoes, see how they view reality, other than convincing myself that the way that I view reality is the best way to view reality, knowing them well that I don't think the way that I think because that's what I chose. It's just happened, based on how I was experiencing life. Me judging other people for not seeing life the way that I see life wouldn't be so different from me judging other people for not being born where I was born, or not being born in a race that I was born in. I'm black. Should I judge those who are not black? If I was white, should I judge? Would it be justified for me to judge those who are not white? No. They are the way that they are. I am the way that I am. Some people in this room like to smoke and drink. Should I judge those people? Like, you are horrible for wanting to smoke and drink. Some people want to have tattoos. Should I judge those people who want to have tattoos? Like, if I judge them, I'm operating at a very low level of consciousness. Some people want to do porn. Should I judge them? You want to say? I was watching this other video where Kanye was saying something against porn. I was like, it's not the genius that I thought he was. Listen, man. We are in this room. We don't know what's going on. People are different. Should we turn everyone into the way that we want to be, even if they're not happy being the way that we want them to be? Are we doing the right thing? Or should we allow people to be people? Like, okay, you know what? I don't like porn. I think it's disgusting. But, those who do porn like doing porn. It's fine, as long as they're happy. I mean, these bodies are part of this thing. Even like you could be against nudity, right? Like, it's a bad thing, but you're just product of this matrix. You didn't even create that body. Like, you're just believing that it's wrong to be nude because you grew up in a culture that was telling you that it's wrong to be nude, not because it's actually wrong. You know what I mean? It's the people who were in power that made you believe that it was wrong to be nude. So you're like, yeah, it's wrong, it's evil, it's this and that. You don't even understand that you were programmed to believe what you believe. You know what I mean? Like, don't judge anyone. I remember there's this guy, what's his name? Adam22. His wife, like, he said, what did he say actually? He made a deal with his audience that if something happens, he's gonna do porn with his wife, and they ended up doing porn. And he also allowed his wife to have sex with another guy, with a black guy who was like, bigger dick than his. And everyone criticized him. He made a lot of money out of that. And I was like, you know what? I would never allow my wife to have sex with another person. Like me personally, I wouldn't. But he is who he is. Maybe he's free in ways that I'm not, Like, yeah, I'll be jealous. I wouldn't want my wife to fuck another dude. I'll be fucking jealous. But he's not. Is that really a big deal? Are we woke for having a problem with that? Or that's actually a sign that we still have a long way to go as conscious beings? It's like, what is sex? Why should I be jealous if my girlfriend has sex with another dude? Why should I actually be jealous? I'm only jealous because I'm an animal that feels jealous when those kind of things happen. It's not because I'm woke or anything like that. You see? I don't like judging people, man. Do you? I just don't like it when people do things that put me at a disadvantage. Like if someone steals from me, like if someone gossips about me, talk shit about me, and you find that some people look at me in a negative light because of what that person has said. That is what I do not like. But if you are doing you and that's not affecting me in a negative way, or that shouldn't be affecting me in a negative way, and it's only affecting me in a negative way because of things that I don't understand, then yeah, you should do you. I don't have a problem with that. There must be intellectual honesty, as conscious beings, we must be as honest as possible as we are experiencing life in this realm. One of the biggest problems is that we are not honest with ourselves. And that's one of the biggest problems. We are not honest enough with ourselves. We are too selfish to be honest with ourselves. We just want life to be the way that we want it to be. We want people to be the way that we want them to be. But people are different. We're different animals. We have different values. Now, the value alignment problem is one of the biggest problems in society. We don't have the same values. We don't have the same morals. Like, serious, like this is a real problem. We do not have the same values. We don't have the same. We can say some people are sick for doing some things, but we're not like them. And we told when we were brought here that some things are wrong, some things are right. Or we're just different as people. Imagine if we judged animals. Animals live the way that they live. They live in a way that makes sense to them. Lions do what they do. Would we be right to judge lions for being the way that they are? Like, they are the way that they are. We could just ask ourselves, why is reality set up this way? Maybe if there's someone to blame, is the one who created reality to be the way that it is, not the players themselves. Just like they say, don't hate the player, hate the game. It makes sense to hate the game than to hate the player. I like the fact that this camera did last for... When did I buy it? I think I bought it in 2023 it was April, it was not February, because I sold my other camera. It was the 250D, Canon 250D. It's very, very dope camera. My only problem was that I couldn't do a walk and talk with it, because it didn't have stabilization. That was the problem. So I searched online for a camera that has good stabilization, and I found this one. So I bought it. I sold my old camera and bought this one, and yeah, I like the fact that it's still working well. even though I've dropped it a couple of times. Can be clumsy. This park is called Thokoza Park. It's one of the most famous parks in South Africa, actually. Even though it doesn't look that good, but I've known about this park before I started living around here. And sometimes we come here and chill, yeah, play music. It's a good place to come and chill with your person. No one will bother you. All around me are familiar places, worn out places, worn out faces. Bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. And the tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head on a drum of sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had. I find it hard to tell, I find it hard to see. We're living in a mad world. At least the trees are beautiful. And the grass is beautiful too. And people come here to enjoy themselves. At least. But there's a lot that conscious beings go through. Things that don't make any sense. These things are happening because we live in a mad world. We should be honest with ourselves about this film so that we'll make the right decisions. We should enjoy ourselves while we can without limiting ourselves. Like, that's important. But that doesn't mean that we must be blind. That doesn't mean that we must lie to ourselves about what's going on. That doesn't mean that we must only focus on what we're experiencing. We must be honest with ourselves. There's load shedding again. There's a reason why I actually decided to record a video outside. In South Africa, they will cut electricity. Like today, they cut electricity from 10 a.m. until now. At least it's 2 p.m. Like this, when the electricity is coming back, and they will cut it again from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. And that sucks. So to give you electricity for at least 4 hours for you to do what you do, and then cut it off again. When you think about it, these problems could be solved if everyone was interested in solving these problems. Everyone who had, power to solve these problems would solve. Because now it's about benefiting. People just want to benefit. Like, yeah, in South Africa, there's this problem of electricity. How can I make money of? You know what I mean? That only proves that we're in a hell room. We don't want to help one another in ways that we really can. We always want to benefit. We always want to. And I don't blame anyone for being that way, because that's how the problem to be. I'm that way too. It's actually part of being human. So there isn't anyone to blame. Because what can people do at the end of the day? They get punished for being kind. They get punished they lose a lot for doing the right things. It seems like you're fighting with nature when you do the right things. So you be like, hey, I just gotta do what works, bro. I just gotta do what works. The truth is wicked. We want the truth to be something beautiful, but it's really wicked. And it doesn't matter what we tell ourselves. We will try to convince ourselves that we're having a positive experience, but that doesn't mean that the world is gonna stop being wicked. Thank you all, guys.